So I'm Philip Messent and I'm the new editor of the Journal of Family Therapy. And I start my role officially from the 1st of January 2018, although in fact I've already been operating alongside Rini Singh, the previous editor, for some time. And I recently put together my first edition of the journal to appear in February 2018, and this is going to appear alongside that edition. So I live in North London. This is a very rich, multicultural area, and I love it. I love it for all the different kinds of people I meet walking down the street, and I love it for the sense of community that I have from having lived here I've been here about 20 years now. I've worked for most of my career in what's now known as child mental health services, child and adolescent mental health services, initially as a social worker, and then in more recent years as a family therapist and as a head of family therapy, so as a senior member of the team. I've only ever lived in the UK. I've only, although I tell a lie, I did spend a stint in Wales at one stage, in South Wales. I've retired from my NHS role. Otherwise, none of this would be possible. So I'm juggling all kinds of different things at the moment that I do, but I'm putting together a new life, really, a new professional life, and the editorship's part of that, but it's not the only thing I do. We do work in Uganda and in Bangladesh, and we apply for grants to fund the work, and I also do some fundraising sometimes myself. I did the rather wonderful Dunwich Dynamo, which involves cycling overnight from London to the Suffolk coast, which was a joy, although it is a long way, has to be said. So we have a group of clinical psychologists in Bangladesh who we're training in systemic work, and we've done a version of an introductory course, and we're going to be doing a consolidation of that and something like an intermediate course for a group of very skilled and competent practitioners. And it's been amazing how they've picked up the model and are running with it, and potentially such a powerful model that we have, and it can make a difference in all parts of the world. As an editor, that sort of inclusivity is very important to me. I want, too often I think professional journals are seen as something that belong to some exclusive few. And I want our journal to be something that is owned by the membership and especially by practitioners, practitioners who are doing this work day in, day out, and who are making their living in it and who believe in it. I have a team of people on the editorial board who are some of them very experienced hands, and who I'm sure will offer me guidance and support, and they include people who are from all kinds of contexts and all kinds of countries. We have international sub-editors representing the journal in different countries, and I'm very excited about the opportunity to work with people who are leaders in the field in their different countries. I'd like us to publish a broad range of different kinds of article. I'd like us to publish some articles which are studies of what works, and which have real numbers attached to them, and which contribute towards the evidence base in a way that fits within those discourses. I know that it's really hard for people to do randomized controlled trials. I know
we're not going to get many of those in the journal, but it would be wonderful if we could have that sort of level of evidence that we could publish at least sometimes. But sometimes there are going to be more papers which draw on practice in a different kind of way, which is people reflecting upon their own practice, writing about maybe sometimes single case studies, sometimes a series of cases, and they're learning from those cases. I think some of the richest and most interesting papers I've ever read, and which have made most impact on my practice, have been those kinds of papers, which I call practice-based evidence, that people writing about their practice, thinking about that, thinking about their learning, making a contribution to the field. Afton Wiley are going to be circulating soon to AFT members a questionnaire, which asks AFT members about some of the things they get as part of being AFT, and how much they value those things, and how they would like things to change or be different. And there will be questions in that questionnaire about the journal, and about how much it is read and how much it is appreciated, and about what would be encouraging people to write more for it. And this will be an opportunity for people to give myself and the board feedback about what they think about the journal and what they think needs to be different. And I'm very willing to support people in developing their work into something that is publishable. My first article that I wrote for a professional journal, I remember, was in 1990. I just qualified as a family therapist. I wanted to turn my dissertation into a piece of writing that I could publish, and I was greatly supported by the editor of the Journal of Family Therapy at that time in making that happen. So I want to return the favour. I want to be somebody who supports others to get their work into print.
I went for an interview today for some volunteer work in an agency that works with refugees, and I'm hoping that that will give me a place to practice systemically, because I want to keep up my accreditation, and you have to, I think it's part of being a good editor is that I'm practicing, that I'm part of the field, that this isn't all just historical knowledge that I'm using. I'd like to think that more people are waiting with more enthusiasm for their journal to come through the letterbox, and that it's widely read, and that it's made a difference to people's lives, both practitioners in their practice and feeling supported and feeling sustained. It's all about making a difference. That's what we're all in this for, I think.